intellectual savages out there. This is Marcus, and you're at the home of the debt-free dad. In today's video, we are going to talk about something I did, and hopefully I don't let you all down, but I violated my own rule. I actually did a video where I talked about it and how I would consider it and what the rule is, but I violated my rule, and now I got to pay a stupid tax of about $2,500 to $3,000. But wait, stop, chill out. Before y'all beat me up and crucify a brother, I think that it's going to be a smart money move in the end, but I'm explaining it to you all. You all let me know your thoughts in the comments. In addition, hey, I like to keep it light on Sunday, so we're going to talk about a little bit of financial foolishness that I saw that, as soon as I read it, I was like, really? This is what we doing? If you're interested in following my debt-free journey and learning about finance, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and hit that bell because it'll help the channel grow. Now, disclaimers out of the way. Hey, I'm an attorney. I'm not your attorney, but I do like to call myself the people's attorney, but I'm not y'all people's attorney. That's just a name. I'm not y'all attorney, seek professionals, all of that other stuff. So, let's jump into my either financial genius or financial foolishness, and we'll talk a little bit about the crazy thing that people in the spotlight do related to money that just make you say, really? Let's go ahead and dive right in. So, at the end of last year, I did a video talking about 5 things I did to save over $1,000 a month. The number one thing was refinancing my primary residence, which saved me a crap load of money monthly because it was like 2.2% from 3.5, so it was a big drop. And so essentially at the beginning of the year, I looked to refinance my rental property. Well, by refinancing my rental property, it essentially allowed me to pick up about $550 a month in positive cash flow from the rental proceeds related to that property. So it was a big plus that increased the cash flow of income coming in from that property after the mortgage and everything was paid up on. I actually did a video where I talked about some of the factors that you want to take into consideration when you refinance. Essentially, it's a balancing scale, if you will. You want to look at the amount of the closing cost versus how long you stand in the property, what's the percentage reduction that you get, and what's the life of the loan. Is the life of the loan going to get extended? And you kind of just do an analysis weighing those factors. In general, though, most times if you can get a half a percentage point decrease and stay into the property for a period of 3 to 5 years, the closing cost, if it's about $5,000 or less, will ultimately be worth it. So we paid the closing costs, we closed it out, everything is going good, but we've decided to sell that property. I know you just refinanced it, you paid the closing costs. Yeah, so I'm probably going to have to eat, well, I am going to have to eat, maybe, depending on how fast we sell it, but I may have to eat $2,500 to $3,000 in closing costs that I paid essentially to refinance. I'll tell you the good news is selling in this market is great, so we'll probably get somewhere between $15,000 to $20,000 more than what the actual value of the home is listed for. That's great. But I know the question is, well, why in the world are you selling it if you just refinance it? Why did you violate your own rule on refinance, staying in it or keeping it for 3 to 5 years to make sure the refinance plays out, or make sure the cost associated with the refinance work in your favor? Well, this is the reason why we're selling it. It's a townhome, it's an end unit, and with townhome, like a lot of places, they have a homeowners association and a board. Now, the homeowners association is responsible for the maintenance of the external of the property, the roof, the siding, the patio, all of that type of stuff, the external of the property, and the maintenance of the ground. Well, we purchased the property in 2007. In 2013, we actually converted it into a rental. Well, here's where it gets crazy, and this was red flag number 1. When we purchased the property in 2007, the homeowners association fee was $75 a month. Now it's currently $75 a month. So in 2013, when we turned it into a rental, my thought was, but I really didn't think anything about it, but it crossed my mind. I was like, how are they keeping up with the cost of inflation, with the contracts and things that they got, if they haven't increased the cost of the homeowners association fee? Like that don't make any sense. And we aren't getting new units built, so that was red flag number one. So I rented out the property. We rented out. We have a tenant in. I have a property management company who manages the property because y'all know I like my income passive. I don't want to do no work to get it. So my tenant called once. This was maybe a year ago, and they had a roof leak. So with this roof leak, of course, any repairs over $500, the property management company will shoot me an email. I'm just like, all I do is reply, okay, thanks for letting me know. Go ahead and fix it. They send somebody out to fix it, and when they send somebody out to do a repair, they take the cost of the repair out of next month's rental proceeds. Well, I just went ahead and fixed it, and I didn't really think anything of it because, fortunately for me, I was blessed where it was a cost that wasn't exorbitant, wasn't really a high cost, so it was easier just for me to pay it because I didn't want to wait for the HOA to go through everything they needed to do to get somebody out there to fix a leak when I got a tenant in there. That would be jacked up, and I didn't want to do that. So I just went ahead and took care of it. It was only like a couple $100, so I just let it slide. I didn't even think anything about it. Well, unbeknownst to us, the HOA and the board just kind of disbanded and went into disarray since we left. People got sick, people left, new people came in, and so there was really no board to manage any of the money of the process. Some of the roofs were in disrepair, they needed to be fixed. There was no board, so a new person who moved in took it upon himself to go through and try to facilitate these things. Apparently he got some jacked up contract that did a screwed up job. So now this is essentially the position that the homeowners are in. Some of those people's places are in disrepair. They don't have the money to get their places fixed, and they're just screwed. Now me, fortunately, hey, when my roof needed repairs, I could just get it fixed. But first of all, I shouldn't have to come out of pocket to make a repair for something that I shouldn't have. I just did it because there's a tenant there, and I wanted to expedite it because I don't want to be on those slumlords things. That's point number one. Point number two is when you just think about it from a logical standpoint, and I actually wanted to sell this property a while ago, but the wife was like, nah, let's keep it. So we were kind of juggling and going back and forth. But point number two is, if you just think about it logically, what is the point of having the best townhome in unit in a group of townhomes that's fucked up? Pardon my language, but that would make no sense. I could keep mine in immaculate condition, but your property is only worth the value of the associated properties with it. So consider, and the email traffic is just ridiculous. There's email traffic back and forth, people arguing, being petty, and it's crazy because at one point, my wife had me rolling. She just was like mad rude, like, why don't y'all stop arguing? I don't want to hear that ish. Like she was just going off. But what I can't understand is, you all live there. You all don't own your property as a rental property. Like me, honestly, if I can get mine fixed, I could give a damn and care less. But if I actually lived there, that was my domicile, my primary residence, I would work night and day to make sure things were squared away so my property can maintain its value and be taken care of. But these yahoos will never get it right. I don't anticipate it'll get better because, unfortunately, it's just there's a few people who are trying to do the right thing, but the majority of people are, I don't know if they just kind of senile or ignorant, but it's perfect time to cut bait. The market is red hot. We could probably get 15 to 20% more than what the property is worth. And like I said, it does us no good of having the best townhome in unit on a row of townhomes that potentially have external damage that's just going to make ours look bad and could potentially impact our property value. So we're going to cut bait with it. That's the reason why I think it's justified. Had everything came into fruition a little bit earlier, I probably wouldn't have refinanced, but I think the refinance was worth it because the monthly payment for the rent now is so low. So once it's on the market, I don't anticipate it being on the market for a long time, but if it is on the market for a long time, which it probably won't be, but if it was, at least we aren't over leveraged where we can just still make that monthly payment and it not hit us too hard. So that's kind of the reason why I violated my own rule with regard to when you should refinance your home, either your primary or rental property. I think it was justified in light of the tomfoolery that's going on. Y'all let me know in the comments below. I'll talk a little bit later about what we are planning on doing once that property is sold. I'll talk about some financial foolishness that I saw, and it just made me scratch my head like really, this is what we doing? Let's take it all the way down to Atlanta. Did you all see the article about Usher going to the strip club, having a good time in the strip club? He probably was in, I don't know, Body Tap. That was the name of the strip clubs in Atlanta back in my young day. They probably ain't got that no more. But he going down to the strip club in Atlanta having a good old time. And unbeknownst to the strippers, they didn't know, I guess, till they got the money in the light. Usher wasn't even passing out real money. This dude was passing out Usher bucks. It was literally $150 bills with this fool face on it. I was like, it was crazy because it was like financial genius and financial foolishness simultaneously, because I completely feel bad for the women who up there doing their thing, making it clap, and they working hard thinking they getting some money, and Usher is passing out his Let It Burn bills with his face on it. So I completely feel sorry for them. One is, so it's foolishness that he's that petty to do that, because I'm sure he got it. But the other thing is that kind of make it genius is, this is just from a legal standpoint, like, he did it because he knew he could get away with it. If I go down to Fed Loans and I say, hey, I'm going to pay my student loan off in these debt-free dad bucks, and there's a picture of me smiling on the front of the money like this, they're going to toss my ass in jail. I'm going to jail for uttering a forged instrument and a plethora of other crimes that I could go to jail for. But Usher passing out Usher bucks, I don't know if he ever gave these girls their money back, but he ain't get arrested. So it was genius because he knew he could go there and get away with it. And I'm sure he probably went there in the past and, made it rain with real money. But in any event, I don't know. I just thought that it was crazy that he was actually passing out Usher bucks and like sticking them in strippers' G-strings while they were working. And I want to know when they found out, on the stage, after they did the money pool. But in any event, yeah, the financial foolishness of the week award definitely goes to Usher Raymond cheating those poor girls out of their money with his Usher bucks. That was just crazy. So, hey, when y'all getting money out there, not saying nobody out there shaking their ass for cash, but when y'all out there getting money, hey, look out if you're in the A or if you see Usher, because he probably going to give you some fugazi stuff. Y'all take care. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hey, as always, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Be healthy, be happy, be blessed. Peace.